Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG. It's located on the west spawn of Studzianki under the command of Steel Mike. Now, the last time we actually saw this Arty, we had a bit of a problem with the reticule. And, well, we're interested to see if that problem is going to be replicated again, because we checked the mods, there was nothing wrong with them. And so we wondered if it's a replay error. Well, Steel Mike's taking his VP off to the north. Oh, or is he going to stay around the buildings? Just decided to back up a bit. Well, he's parking against the buildings at the edge of the map. Or is he going to move away again? Well, I think he's actually moving because he's decided that his own team has decided to deploy to the south, and so he's going to try and assist them. He's rubbing up against the edge of the map, and that's why he slowed down there. Yes, obviously I don't use the border on these maps because it makes you think that the map's actually bigger than it actually is. Gives it a slightly better appearance. But it also means that if you run up against the border, you do kind of slow down. And he's right up against the edge now. Okay, he's found his spot. And he's supporting the tanks on this side of the map. And this time round, we haven't got the error. So it does look as if the reticule is matching the aim point. So, well, very peculiar. What actually went wrong with the last replay, because the reticule was not following the aim point at all. But now it is. Okay, well, he fired one round out there towards the factory, but he's now aiming towards a KV-1S that was last seen on the other side of that ridgeline. And decided not to shoot. Instead, he's going to go for that T67, who just took out our AMX ELC. Rounds out the T67, just missed him. Well, it rather looks like the enemy force is actually going to burst through the factory area and come towards our guys. And now Bishop is in a very dangerous position. And the AMX ELC is trying to signal to him, go back, because he's too far forward. He's going to get seen by the enemy and they're going to shoot at him. The M7 gets a big hit, 132 hit points. He goes down immediately, but the P43 is only a short distance away. Steel Mike fires around in, gets another hit on him, 130 hit points. But there's two enemy tanks to the north. A Chaffee is one of them, fires another round in. The P43 goes down. That Bishop's in a whole load of trouble. Okay, he's now trying to aim towards a P43 on the other side of the battlefield. No damage from that. So that Bishop probably won't survive very long. Yes, he's gone down. He's been taken out by the enemy Arty. And I suspect the reason was that the enemy could see him. The Chaffee and the other tank that's up in the north were probably watching him. And the enemy VP managed to get a shot on target. Okay, we're dialing in on an M10. The Wolverine. He fires a round in, and instead he hits the KV-1S, who moves through the aim point just as the Wolverine pulls back. So it's bad news for the KV-1S. He fires another round in and hits the KV-1S again. Okay, he's going for the KV-1S for the third time. And yes, he's hit it again. One more shot, he's out the game. And he is! Just got wiped out by the gorilla, and the Wolverine goes down as well, but they're two tanks behind on the enemy, and it looks to me like the Chaffee and the Crusader, it was a Crusader that was up there on the North Forest. The Chaffee's making his way south, and unless that P43 stops him, he might actually be a danger. Oh, well, he's got wiped out. The M10 got him instead. Okay, we're now aiming towards the baseline at the back. Right at the very back of the map. He's aiming in using a God's eye view, which means that we really can't see that much. It's impossible to see anything really, but supposedly there's an enemy tank there. again, he's doing a bit of this standoffish thing where you look at a great distance, but you can't barely see what's actually going on the battlefield because there's such tiny dots. Okay, the P-43 is now a one-shot. Nope, didn't count for the fact that he was going to be moving. He's lost sight of him now because there's nobody spotting him, and the nearest tank that's closest to that P-43 is the Gorilla. Of all things, he's pulling back. The T-67's heading our way. I don't see why he's coming over to us. But that Gorilla needs to get out of there quick, because otherwise he is going to be toast, because that P-43 will move forward. We're now 3 tanks down on the enemy. This is going to be a difficult one to win. There's nobody spotting any of those tanks, so there's no point looking where you can't see. This is one of the things I do impress on a lot of people. Try not to look where you cannot see the enemy unless you can see the damage they are doing to the battlefield as they move through, because otherwise you're going to waste shots shooting at targets that are not there. Okay, we can see the T-67 to the north. He just took a round and he's gone. The M10 got him. Now the KV-1S has come into view, trying to kill the P-43. Okay, we're dialed in, and then he changes view again, goes to the south because an AMX CLC's turned up, and the Gorilla didn't pull all the way back, and he's now spotted that AMX, but he's taken bad damage, and I think the Gorilla's about to die. He's hiding behind a house, but the enemy Arty's going to get him. He's bravely trying to move forwards towards the AMX, possibly to get a shotgun on him. And we've lost another tank, the P-43. So it's 4 tanks now facing 7 of the enemy. And we just lost the Gorilla. So it's 3 tanks facing 7 of the enemy now. It's looking more and more like it's going to be a loss. We lost sight of the AMX CLC. All we've got is the T-67 nearby. The M10's fallen back to his own cap. There's the KV-1S. So it's going to be some pretty heavy work needed now to try and win this battle. Fire at the KV-1S, missed him. Goes down to the T-67. Here's the P-43 on the enemy team. He goes down to a quick shot from the T-67. And we've been spotted by the AMX. He's just to the south. Now remember, enemy Arty will be firing at us very shortly. We need to move. And that's a round from the enemy Arty. Just missed us. And there's another one. It's the M41. And it looks like he's directly... Well, it looks like he's up in the forest to the north. So their Arty is very close to our cap area. Well, we're following the T-67. Yes, he's found it on the minimap. He's indicated on the minimap. But the problem is there's nobody to indicate that to. Only the T-67. Now the good thing about this Arty is it does have good view range, 390 meters, and that means he's probably going to spot the enemy before the enemy spots him. But then the moment they do spot him, they're going to start firing rounds into him. The tank it's based on, of course, is the Char B1, which is a heavy tank. It means it's got heavy tank armor. And the enemy is capping, so he's actually getting into a position so we can try and spot those enemy and potentially get a shot on them. Using the God's Eye view, he's gone to battle assistant, much easier. He's probably behind that house, and that's why the T-67 can't see him. So the best thing to do would be knock down the house. Go for the center of the house. That will knock down both parts of it at once. Looks like there's the Crusader. Yeah, that was a bit of a wasted shot. They did hit the Crusader. And they are getting shots on him now. T-67 takes him out. Now there's only 3 Artys left now. The enemy has actually made a bit of a boo-boo here, because instead of attacking all at once, they attack piecemeal. And it now means that the T-67 can go running around the battlefield looking for the targets. And I'm sorry it's in God's Eye view like this, because you can't see a damn thing. You don't know what he's aiming at. You can't see the ground. I'm sorry, but Steel Mike, you're going to have to look a bit closer at the ground. Otherwise, people are not going to be interested. They won't see what you're aiming at. I think I could take over the battlefield view here. And I'm following his reticule as it moves across the battlefield. But this is what he's looking at from above. And this is too far away. You can't see anything on the ground. He's blind firing at the bushes there. T67 didn't find the M41. Now the other Artys on the enemy team are the SU-122A and an enemy Fifi. And the Fifi's got the same view range as this tank. It's the same, basically the same Arty. And which means that if both of them see each other at the same time, yet they're both going to try and outshoot each other, and somebody has gone into the cap, and I suspect that that will be the M41. He's probably behind that, the last remains of that house, but he's not. So is he behind the bush? No. Try firing at the structure or the wreck. The wreck of the enemy vehicle. No, the wreck of the enemy vehicle. He's probably behind that. It's moving a little closer. There's the enemy Fifi over the other side of the battlefield. And we lost the T67. He's now trying to take out the enemy Fifi. Oh, good shot! Excellent. Smack on target. Takes out the enemy Fifi. It's now 1 against 2. And if he looks through these bushes, he's found the enemy. There he is. He was there, but he was a little way off. He can dial in and take out that Arty straight away. Wait for it to get to 70. That's it. Right now, take it out. And that will give him a Defender medal at the very least. He could win this now. He's only up against an SU-122A. And remember, he's got better view range than the SU-122A. Oh, there he is, and he's actually got behind us. He spotted us at the same time we spotted him. Our sixth sense has gone off now. He's looking directly at us now, and he's turned to face us. So this is going to be a shotgun to the death. And more than likely, we're going to get 2 shots out before he can get 1. If he fires at all, and he has fired, he's got a long reload. Now we just drive in and shoot him and kill him. And that wins the game. So incredibly well played in the end game. But I would suggest that you look a little closer when you're aiming at the enemy. Otherwise, people can't see what you're aiming at. Okay, let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And okay, it's the second class tank of a Steel Mike in the 105 leFH18B2. He did manage to get a counter battery fire medal because he took out all 3 enemy Arty in that game. He took out the first one he took out was the Fifi at range. Then he took out the M41 sitting in the cap and got himself a Defender medal as well. And then he took out the SU-122 to win the game. And he got a Bruiser medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 9 in that one. And his win rate for that game was 3,861. Yes, okay, so let's have a look at the team scores. He said, sorry, Arty, for getting all 3 of you. Well, you don't have to feel sorry because they're the enemy. They're supposed to be killed. 1,116 hit points of damage he did, but the enemy Fifi did 1,411. He picked up a high caliber for that, and so he got the second highest damage. And then the T67 managed 1,017 before he got taken out by the enemy Fifi. When it came to kills, it was the T67 who did the best. He got 4 kills. Steel Mike got 3. So did the enemy Fifi, and so did the M41. And when it came to base XP, it was Steel Mike with 665. The T67 653, and the M10 managed to get 566. He fired 26 rounds, got 8 direct hits, 2 penetration, 8 splash. damage of 1,116 hit points, of which 676 were at more than 300 meters. You can see he did a lot of close range stuff. 3 enemy hits received by way of splash damage. Yes, the enemy Arty was after him, and that last shot by the SU-122A wasn't that far off hitting him, but it did fall to one side. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 26 hit points of damage assistance, and 72 defense points, which earned him the Defender Medal. He picked up 33,410 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 30,036 credits. He picked up 1 bomb for getting the Defender, and 997 XP plus 399 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 1,396 altogether. The only thing I felt a bit, maybe I was a bit hard on you for looking from too far up, but we have actually had people before complain when an Arty player is trying to use the God mode and they're trying to do it from too far away. You can't see what's going on. And so it really does help if you are looking a lot closer at the ground. Not so close as you're actually looking at blades of grass, but close enough so that you can see almost a 1 grid square in area. If you try to look from too far up, you're looking at, say, about 6 or 7 grid squares. You can't really see any destruction being done on the ground by tanks that are moving through the destructible scenery. And so it really does help if you could look a bit closer, please, Mike. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to see what you're doing. But you played it excellently at the end. You waited until the right moment to shoot the M41, picking up that Defender Medal, and you earned it. And for taking out that last Arty, the SU-122A, you had the presence of mind to wait, hold and keep your fire, wait for the enemy to make the mistake of shooting, because then he got that long reload that he has to do, and you could just drive in and take him out the game and win. Very well done. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification button, the little bell symbol, so you get alerted when the new video comes up, and thanks for watching.